Jesus says, if I have faith as small as a mustard seed,
nothing is impossible for me.
And James teaches me that
faith without works is dead.
Therefore, it is my job to plant the seeds
that I have in my hands.
But it is God who brings the increase.
It is not me or my offering
that is at the center of this process,
but God who makes all things grow.
I have one purpose:
to plant what I have.
What makes this worth doing
is the God we are serving, who is able to do infinitely more than my greatest request,
more than my most unbelievable dream,
and exceed my wildest imagination.
We are co-workers with God.
Together, we are
building a kingdom legacy.
In 1 Corinthians chapter 3, Paul writes, I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. For we are co-workers in God's service. Paul is saying that both planters and waterers are vital, but neither mean anything without the supernatural work of God that brings life and growth to the seed. God invites us to partner with Him in building this kingdom legacy and to watch as He brings supernatural increase.
Legacy is our annual vision offering where we join together and each of us can make a faith pledge over and above our tithe. This goes to dozens of missional projects reaching people in our local, regional and global communities and to our faith future. Legacy is a tangible way for each of us to apply our faith and unlock God's power in our world and in our church.
Jesus' last words in person while on earth were to challenge His disciples to reach people. Go and make disciples of all nations. Of course, the disciples then and us today cannot save one soul, but our engagement with His mission, our obedience to His prompting is what Jesus activates to bring life to others. This is the heart of legacy. We are bringing what's in our hand to Jesus, trusting Him to take our financial seed and produce life in others. Let's be faithful with what God has given us and watch Him work miracles in and through us, His church.
We're excited to begin a partnership with ACC Indigenous, working with Pastors Willie and Sandra Dumas. Through our partnership with Pastors Willie and Sandra, we are joining them in continuing to raise up Indigenous leaders throughout Australia and to provide a place of wisdom and learning.
Our passion and desire is to raise up Indigenous leaders and the next generation. And with your support, will help us reach our goals and see young leaders raised up in many churches in our nation. The way that we're going to do it is in discipleship training and help us to go into communities and have those trainings on hands-on. So bless you and thank you for your support. God bless you.
Every Legacy Faith Pledge makes a difference locally, regionally and globally. For example, a pledge of $10 a week sponsors a Legacy team member to minister in regional Queensland, and a pledge of $50 a week will deliver 10 hay bales to drought-affected farmers. So grab a Legacy magazine at your location or online today and learn more about the difference you can make through Legacy.
In Matthew 17 verse 20, Jesus says, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, nothing will be impossible for you. The emphasis here is not on the size of the seed, but on the outworking of the faith. God invites each of us to be co-workers with Him, seeing His kingdom come on earth.
So we're asking that you would pray and ask God what He's calling you to give, and then respond in obedience and faith. If each of us are faithful to God's call, we can achieve all that God has asked us to do. We'll be pledging next weekend what we are committing to give over the next 12 months. So we encourage you, be praying now.
Come on, church. Let's rise up and partner with God to see a miracle in our communities. Together, we are building a kingdom legacy.